So I was looking through the channel, and out of all the amazing bands and artists that I've covered on this channel, I noticed that I never done a Queen album on here.
Sometimes a nigga need to get away, but I can run and put the away. Like how the supposed to lead this way. The same, it's just a different day. If we being honest, little baby.
A few years back, maybe 2017, 2018, I remember looking at a Queen greatest hits album, and I just seen all the hits that they made, and I was just like, wow, they made this, they made this, they made this, and I was just kind of like in awe of all the amazing tracks that they made. But fast forward a few years, I ended up seeing the Bohemian Rhapsody movie. This time, I really didn't know anything about Freddie Mercury, the band, Queen as a whole. I just didn't know really anything about them. Watched the movie, loved the movie. The latter part of the movie is pretty sad. Me being an artist just inspired me heavily. I love game changers. So I thought, why not do a Queen album on here? We're gonna start from the first Queen album, Queen, that came out in 1973. Go ahead and leave a like because the video is about to be phenomenal. It's Queen, man. You know what I'm saying? And I got great reactions, so win-win. Go ahead and subscribe if you have not. Turn on my notifications to be notified every single time that I upload. If you already have my notifications turned on, turn them off and then turn them back on just to double check and really make sure that you're getting every single video I upload, because I upload pretty frequently and you don't want to miss any other videos. I'm looking through this album and I don't think I've heard anything on here. If they played it in the movie, I might have heard it, or I might have just heard it in passing. But I've never ever listened to a Queen album. I just know all the hits, and they got hella hits. First track that we got on this album is Keep Yourself Alive. Well, I actually have heard that song. I believe that was in the movie. Guitarist Barry May wrote Keep Yourself Alive after the band had been formed, but before John Deacon joined, as confirmed by former bass player Barry Mitchell. According to what May said in this radio special about the 1977 album News of the World, he had penned the lyrics thinking of them as ironic and tongue-in-cheek, but the sense was completely changed when Freddie Mercury sang them. Roger Taylor and May sang the vocal bridge of the song. Mercury might have helped on the musical arrangements based on the fact that they were in a more collaborative period in the pre-studio days, and he usually was the one getting his way with structural ideas. While it is highly possible that he contributed ideas to the song, bottom line is that even in that case, Mercury would be a co-arranger than a co-writer per se. Mercury commented that the song was a very good way of telling people what Queen was about in those days. I like a few lines in there. I was told a million times of all the troubles in my way. Mind you, grow a little wiser, a little better every day. But if I crossed a million rivers and I rode a million miles, then I'd still be where I started, bread and butter for a smile. Well, I sold a million mirrors in a shopping alleyway, but I never saw my face in any window any day. Now they say your folks are telling you, be a superstar, but I tell you, just be satisfied and stay right where you are. Like, sometimes the grass ain't really greener on the other side. My interpretation of that is really like sometimes you go searching for things you never realize that they already are within you. Next track we got on here is Doing Alright. Keep yourself alive!
Yesterday, my life was moving.
Her voice is so beautiful, I ain't gonna cap. Okay, switch up.
Yesterday, my life was in ruin.
Sing it with me. So I believe that song was in the movie too. I'm not sure, but I definitely heard a bit of that track. Just how smooth it is. Bruh, it's so unique, and then combining that unique voice and that unique take to music with just the brilliant minds of Brian May and the rest of the band, bro, it's just like those guys were meant for music. Doing Alright was written by Brian May and Tim Staffel while in Smile, and is one of the few Queen songs to feature May on piano. They played this song as early as 1970, first song Freddie Mercury played live on the piano for Queen. While it existed as a Smile track, Tim Staffel took on vocals, and Mercury's take on Queen's version bore a noticeable resemblance to them. Tim Staffel also revisited and re-recorded Doing Alright for the 2018 soundtrack of the Queen biopic. Okay, so they definitely put this in the Bohemian Rhapsody movie. Yeah, that's my favorite track so far, bro. I just love how smooth that is. Next track is Great King Rat, a peculiar title.
What he swore, yes, he was the son of a whore, always wanted by the law. Now what can I tell you? Would you like to see? Listen to what I say. No, I'll tell you. King Rat was a dirty old man, and the dirty old man was he.
Okay, so they were taking people on musical journeys from the beginning, bro. Like, that track had a bunch of different turns, just really put you on this musical roller coaster, bro. The different, like, tempo changes, man, the different switch ups in the song, man. I love how they play with vocals. I feel like if I was listening to this in headphones, it'd be a whole different experience, because I've caught little glimpses of some vocal effects just coming from the speaker, but I know like it's a whole different experience when you have like that intimacy of hearing it straight to your ears in your headphones. This song is an example of Queen's earliest sound, with lengthy, heavy compositions with long guitar solos and sudden tempo changes. Despite it not being released as a single, it remains hugely popular among the Queen fan base. And I feel like this is like the first song that I actually haven't heard. Next track, My Fairy King, another peculiar title. Hey. Goodness, bro, talk about a journey. That's my favorite track so far. Just the approach that they took with that song, bro, like, and there's so many different things that happened in the song. It's hard for me to like be able to recall them, because it's like it's just taking me like you know what I'm saying? And you know, I always love to see how music has evolved over time. And a lot of people take a Queen approach to music, and I mean that in a way where people try out different things. They throw different kind of melodies out there, vocal approaches, do some, maybe some beat switch ups, some tempo changes. I always joke about Sicko Mode being like a Bohemian Rhapsody type for nowadays. Before the Queen fans get to, hey, don't ever compare it to the, just calm down, man. Just settle down. It's crazy how innovative these guys were and how good at music they were. Like, a lot of people try out different things, but it doesn't always work. And it's like they were trying out crazy and it was working beautifully. Like, that song was beautiful. That song was amazing. First Queen song to feature Mercury's piano skills. Guitarist Brian May said of the song's recording, this was the first time we really seen Freddie working at his full capacity. He's virtually a self-taught pianist. He was making vast strides at the time, although he didn't have a piano on stage at this point, because it would have been impossible to fix up. So in the studio was the first chance Freddie had to do his piano things, and we actually got the sound of the piano and the guitar working for the first time, which was very exciting. My Fairy King was the first of these sort of epics where there were lots of voice overdubs and harmonies. Freddie got into this, and that led to the March of the Black Queen on the second album, and then Bohemian Rhapsody later on. Wow. I know they were like having a blast making this stuff, bruh. So next track we got on here is Liar. Not that I'm expecting them to, but they just don't miss. Like, they going crazy every song. Every song is crazy. Liar! Liar was Queen's second single written by lead singer Freddie Mercury. All or most Queen shows prior to the 1977 tour of the album News of the World would feature this song, often as a 10-minute closing number, showcasing an extended solo by bassist John Deacon. Liar! The next track we got is The Night Comes Down. To be able to sit in on one of these studio sessions, man, is worth millions of dollars. To be able to see this, seeing this magic being made in person is probably like an experience. That's another one of my favorites on here, man, definitely. The song follows what would become trademark May themes such as coming of age, nostalgia over the loss of childhood to the past, and the difficulties of life as an adult. It's also what could be an ambiguous reference to Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds. It's crazy because I thought about that when he said something about Lucy was high and so was I. May is admittedly a Beatles fan. Man, shout out to Beatles, bro. Like, if y'all haven't seen my Beatles reactions, man, and all the Beatles videos that I've made on the channel, go check those out, man. Literally came from not knowing pretty much anything about the Beatles to being what I would consider a Beatles fan, and just seeing how they revolutionized music and inspired so many great artists after them is just inspiring to me. May wrote this song shortly after the band's formation in 1970, following the breakup of Smile. It was first recorded at Alain Lea Studios in December 1971, when the band were hired to test the studio's new equipment in exchange for being allowed to record proper demos for their attempt to find a record label. Wow, that's a great exchange, bro. Like, that's a great exchange, bro. A studio hired them to test out the new equipment in exchange to be allowed to record demos. Like, that's a great opportunity. The agreement was mutually beneficial, no cap, and Queen took full advantage of the state-of-the-art equipment to put 5 of their tracks to the tape. Wow. Yeah. They would be fools to not take advantage of that. Modern Times Rock and Roll. Listen to me, baby. Let me tell you what it's all about. I feel like I've heard that before. I don't know where I heard that from. I don't remember hearing this song. This song from Queen's self-titled debut acts as a theme song for the style of electric glam rock that Queen helped to cultivate. Noticeably, this is the only song from the album with someone other than Freddie on lead vocals, Roger Taylor. Shout out to Roger Taylor. Next track, Son and Daughter. Nah, that had to be a guitar or something. If that was vocals, that's crazy. Another great track. I really don't got nothing else to say. That was another great track. Son and Daughter was written by May and was the B-side for the single Keep Yourself Alive. The song was played in the very first concert under the name of Queen in 1970. It was a regular feature in Queen's live set until well into 1976. The song originally housed his famous guitar solo. Until the time and occasionally afterward, the guitar solo would take over the middle of Son and Daughter during concerts, allowing the rest of the band a bit of rest and costume change. So they was having costume changes and all kind of shit in their concerts. This was in their early concerts. So like when they was getting their foot in the door, they was already doing crazy shit like that. Or are they saying that this was like a part of like their bigger concerts? Because I know like when you're a bigger artist, you have a lot of time on stage implementing those costume changes and, you know, different things. But if they was doing that when they was just performing in like hole-in-the-wall clubs, that's kind of crazy. Also, can somebody explain to me what B-sides are? I think I kind of understand what it is, but y'all be really putting me on a lot of game about a lot of this stuff. Next track, Jesus. I got to stretch after that one. The lyrics tell part of the story of Jesus of Nazareth. Mercury, credited with writing this song, was a
Parsi, Zoroastrian.
The track features a 2-chord rhythm section during the verses with a long instrumental break toward the end of the song. Yeah, the song was about 60% instrumental. So the last track we got on here is 7 Seas of Rhye. So I'm seeing that this is the instrumental. Okay. It was mainly written by Freddie Mercury with Brian May contributing to the second middle 8. The song is officially credited to Mercury only. A rudimentary instrumental version appears as the final track on the group's debut album Queen 1973, with the final version on the follow-up. So there is actually one more like hidden track, and they say this track comes from June of 1972 and it's called Mad to Swine. So we're gonna just listen to that one real quick.
Mad to swine,
Some biblical references in there. This could almost be a continuation of the song Jesus almost. Magic Swine is a song recorded by Queen in 1972. It was included as a bonus track on the 1991 Hollywood Records CD reissue of Queen, as well as the 2011 remastered deluxe edition. It was also the B-side of the Headlong single released on May 31st, 1991 in the UK and January 14th, 1991 in the US. Yeah, so that was Queen. Goes without saying that Queen is a very innovative, boundary-pushing band. What they did with music was truly magical, man. They took you on a true roller coaster and hell of an experience with each song. R.I.P. to Freddie Mercury, bro. Great artist, amazing voice. Excited to listen to more Queen albums now, man. If you guys enjoyed this video, man, please leave a like down below. Please go ahead and subscribe if you have not. Turn on my notifications to be notified every single time that I upload.